Hey everybody, Rich and John, Two Guys Tech. Thank you so much for joining us on our weekly news and tech show. Before we get started, John, do you, we're about a week away from Halloween.
Yes.
Got any plans to dress up? And if so, what would you dress up as?
Yeah, no.
Well, that fell on his face. Might I recommend dressing up like wannabe YouTube stars? Hey,
Boom. Already done every day.
Every single day. So, and with that, should we get started?
Yeah, let's do this.
All right, let's do it. Oops.
What are we doing?
We're doing that.
AT&T is introducing 5G within the next couple of weeks. So what does this mean to us? Nothing. This is bragging rights. They're doing it first. It's rolling out to several cities. There are no phones that can do 5G yet. The potential is there. They are not there, but it is there. Right now 4G, they're still working on improvements. Right now it's about 56 megabits per second.
56 for 4G?
Yes.
That's...
Okay, you ready for the 5G number? 490 megabits per second.
Wow.
So they are looking to bring this into the home as a competitor / replacement for the current speeds. And at that speed, why not?
I don't know. I like we talked about before. This idea of having like the cell phone companies provide you internet.
That's a terrible idea.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, like we joked earlier. It's like, does that mean like when you sign up for home internet access, you're like, oh, you get 1 gigabyte of data a month. Oh, that's a cheap price. We're gonna give it to you for $70.
Starter.
He's
first
like,
month.
but you can have unlimited phone calls to your friends. I don't know. They would have to change the way they do business, right? They would need to become more like an ISP, like a common carrier, where you're...
I love how the fact that they actually have to have the customer service that Comcast would have to have to draw out clients.
I guess. I don't know. It's a lot to... but the other thing is, the nice part of it would be that if that was the case, then you wouldn't have to... I mean, you wouldn't necessarily have to worry about where you are. If you had good cell coverage, then you wouldn't have to worry about can you get a fiber to your house or if you use like a HughesNet satellite dish or something like that. You could just have...
There's a lot of people who don't live in cities, so...
Yes, that's true. In fact, we came from places that...
No, can you imagine having that? I remember getting cable right as it came out in Wyoming.
Oh.
And it blew my mind, even though it would never stay connected at all. It would disconnect all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So 5G is coming. Watch for the AT&T commercials because they're going to be on the TV.
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are. So next on our list today...
Having some technical difficulties today. AT&T.
Yes, we're talking about AT&T.
5G.
That is true. So we'll just talk. So the next thing on the list is the Boring Company. That's our buddy Elon Musk's little party that he's doing where, Elon Musk, the CEO of SpaceX, the CEO of Tesla, the CEO of...
Solar City.
So, yeah, we talked about it before. So I completely forgot about that. And the Boring Company. The Boring Company is the company where he's trying to, literally bore holes to put, high-speed tunnels underground, right?
Yeah.
So that, it's in Los Angeles, right? Or I guess it's in Hawthorne, California. But they just are about to finish their first test tunnel, and it's between the SpaceX headquarters and I think an
house.
Yeah, his personal house. In an off-site parking lot, basically. So, for SpaceX. And they said that on December 10th, which we'll see, that could be... Some people are joking, is that Elon Musk time, or is it, real?
That's a good point.
The public can come down to SpaceX and hop on the thing and do the thing.
The thing can do the thing.
Right, they can hop... because it's a test track, so I'm not sure if they're going to get to sit in a sled and, shoot across to the parking lot.
Maybe they just walk.
Yeah, they can walk down a tunnel. It could be. It could be.
As a tour.
So that's on December 10th. If you live in Hawthorne, California, or in Southern California, go and tell us what you think because we're interested. They're working to try to get a tunnel. The Boring Company is trying to get a tunnel between LA and San Francisco.
Is it actually the Boring Company or a knockoff?
No, it's the Boring Company. They're trying to secure the to build a tunnel between the Bay Area And I just thought about earthquakes and being like that deep underground.
Well, they're in LA, so if you're
gonna I guess I'm sure it'll be fine. They've done all the geological stuff, but and the Holy Grail is the big tunnel that they want to build from New York to LA. Did I mention that when this is complete, they say it's going to go at like 760 miles an hour?
You did not.
So,
you just like an old bank.
Yeah, you just like shoot down that. That's going to be something.
I think that's Elon's idea. If you just like a bank, cash is coming right into the vault.
I mean, they put things on the like shows on the internet where like ideally you could have your car like in your garage go down and hop in this thing and take off.
Yeah,
there's a lot of hope here, but we'll see if it actually truly works out. I think you got the next topic.
Yes. In more of the fluff news, I thought this was kind of entertaining though. The Russian brand ambassador for Samsung is being sued by them for $1.6 million.
So, before we go, what is a brand ambassador? Because I'm not quite sure what that person does. Right.
This is someone who is an influencer and basically uses an iPhone in public.
Yeah.
So.
So it's just a famous person.
Yes.
Famous person who's like, oh, look.
They're on TV a lot, in the media a lot.
And they're using in this case, they're using a Samsung phone, right?
Well, they were using an iPhone. That's why they're getting sued.
Oh.
So this person who is essentially the Paris Hilton of Russia was on a newscast, and I don't know if she just realized in the middle of the cast she was using words are hard for me. During the cast was like putting a piece of paper over her phone, like in the middle of the broadcast. Like I was like, oh, I forgot.
So like literally just being like, no one sees this.
Yeah,
it's not here.
Yeah,
wow, that's pretty blatant though, right? That's not just like trying to like stay out of sight with it. That's like,
well, Russia's all about power moves, right?
I guess.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not the first time it's happened. I got a list here. It's happened in Maroon's 5. Adam Levine. He was doing commercials for Samsung, and he was caught, using an iPhone. There's been lots of tweets in the past, promoting their Galaxy, and in the bottom it'll say tweeted on an iPhone.
That is so bad for your public
It's
image.
happened to BlackBerry. It's happened the actress from Wonder Woman.
Gal Gadot, I think it's her name.
Thank you. I was not even going to try to say her name.
Yeah.
Sorry. Same thing. Did a tweet endorsing the Huawei. I'm terrible at words. Huawei.
I forgive you.
Thank you.
Because it's not an easy word to say.
Yeah.
Huawei.
Yep. Anyhow, tweet again, sent from an iPhone.
Wheat thins.
So.
Wheaty
thins.
Wheat thins.
Okay.
All right.
I thought that was amusing.
Yeah, that's... I don't know why they would do it. Like, why... If you can't trust people are going to do it, I guess the threat of suing them.
You're paying someone to do something, but it's funny that so many people use iPhones that you're getting paid to use a phone and you still will buy a phone with your own money. Yeah, well, I guess... Yeah. I don't know. We don't want to get into an Android and iPhone argument here because we got friends on both sides of the fence. Clearly, John and I are in this camp. But moving on. So, TechCrunch reported that the FCC is working on adding some more spectrum for Wi-Fi. They're going to call it the 6 gigahertz range. Right, we're used to 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. That's a big upgrade. And now 6. Technically, it's like 5.9 to 7.1 gigahertz. Now, it's not completely empty as far as like there's other services that are using it, but they'll work around getting off the phone. There's any open frequencies anymore. Well, they're I mean, I don't know if we'd have to get like there's this massive chart that you can look at online that will show you what everything's used for, whether it's military or civil or et cetera and so on. At any rate, so it's not out yet, but this is to ease the problems they're having with the whole bringing gigabit Wi-Fi around the home, right? Because to get those high speeds, you need lots of bandwidth, and the higher frequencies carry more bandwidth. Side note, and I just got to say it because I hadn't seen this, and it's probably old news, and I apologize. Guess what the next version of Wi-Fi is going to be called? I'm waiting for the amusing... I need to like have a Buto that just plays like a drum roll, right? Wi-Fi 6. Wi-Fi 6. Like the number 6. Okay. We apparently missed Wi-Fi 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Yes. Unless you call Wi-Fi 1 Wi-Fi. Sure, why not? Whatever. Yeah. No idea. I was trying to find if there's an actual reason why they decided to name it Wi-Fi 6. Well, it's like the Windows theme. I mean...
yeah, that's why...
The next Wi-Fi will be named Vista. That's
well, I'm going to wait for Wi-Fi 10 then. Because
okay.
I've heard that Wi-Fi Vista is not good. And better than Wi-Fi 8.
That would
but
be funny.
Wi-Fi 8.1 was better than Wi-Fi 8. Whatever. Yeah. Moving on. What do you got for us?
There was an MIT study released. A lot of people took this study. 2 million people actually took this study. And it's kind of been a discussion, I'm sure back in high school, you heard this study, it's the trolley experiment, where, trolleys coming down one track, and it could go two ways. And one way there'd be like 5 people strapped to the railway, tied down.
So you'd kill a group of 5 people.
You would kill 5 people, right. Or there would be, just choose. There could be a baby, there could be a murderer, there could be...
There could be your own, mom.
Yeah, good example.
Okay, so you have to make a decision between killing random strangers or killing a loved one.
Right.
Right? And that's what they gave to...
Essentially. So it's that... The idea is we have self-driving cars now, which is insane to begin with. Mm-hmm. But in the near future, cars may be able to recognize age. We can just go into it. Cars are going to be able to recognize...
all the demographics of a human being?
Yes, thank you. And cars will be able to choose the lesser 2 evils of an accident, potentially. Okay. So the idea is someone is going to have to program these vehicles to make those decisions.
Right. It's going to be part of the programming. Right. Okay.
So, this is a whole other ethical debate of, do you save the passenger... Let's just say that instead you could save 10 people by killing the owner of the car.
I want to pay for the car that saves my life.
Right, that'd be like the BMW.
All right, I bought the Lexus because it says right here that it will kill other people before it kills me.
Yeah, exactly. The more you pay, the less chance you have.
So what was the results of the study? What did people say?
It just depended on what region of the world.
Really?
I mean,
so
a majority of it was children first, elderly last. And different parts of the world that varied because different cultures.
Sure.
But for the most part, the majority says children over the elderly. So sorry, Grandma.
Sorry, Grandma.
That sounds
indeed.
Absolutely terrible.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
But again, it's just crazy to think that a car will even be able to recognize someone's age, and I don't know.
Yeah, I can't wait. I want the car to drive me to work. I want to
Well, maybe we should get a Tesla.
I want to wake up, get the kids to school, take a shower, get in the car, and fall asleep for an hour while I commute to work.
Yeah.
And then wake up and be like, we're going to do this again, But I want the car to be able to let me drive it when I want to drive it, right? So I want those 2 things.
That would just screw everything up, though.
Yeah, I know.
You've ever seen those models of cars going through an intersection without human interaction?
Yes, although I think that if we can make cars that can recognize whether you're 70 years old or 17 years old, and we can make cars that can differentiate between objects on the road, whether it's a person or not, I think we can find a way to let the car let me drive it occasionally up twisty roads.
They'll be towns like Mad Max style. You are now entering the Thunderdome.
Yeah, this zone is no autonomous zone, non-autonomous zone. Yeah. Well,
there's going to be people who want to drive classic cars, and it's not going to be allowed on interstates or motorways.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to account for that. I really do.
I don't see how a car could recognize someone's age for a long time. A long time.
It's all about the AI, buddy. And the robots.
Yeah, that'll be the first AI that'll become sentient will be a Honda Civic.
It could be. Moving on. So, earlier this week, there were just tons and tons of basically every tech news site on the planet pretty much came to a uniform agreement that the iPhone XR is a good phone.
Okay.
So, that being said, if you are the kind of person who's looking for a new iPhone, save some money. You're probably not going to be disappointed if you buy an iPhone XR. iPhone XR comes out. It's still on pre-order. It's not available quite yet. Okay. It's coming out very, very, very soon. It's the same iPhone 10 style design with the notch in the top. So it's full screen. It's got all the same features. It's got an LCD screen versus an OLED display, which it just means it's less fancy, less expensive. Comes in white, black, and blue, yellow, coral.
Got some choices.
which when I looked at coral, it looks like salmon or pink, whatever you want to say. And then the product red, which is there, buy this phone and they donate some money to AIDS research. So lots of choices versus the regular iPhone, which just has a few choices. Yeah. This thing's got a bunch of wild. And best price, or best part of it is the price. It's $749 starting. So at least it's not $1,000.
I actually am glad this was the most popular phone because that price point needs to come back.
I know, right?
A ridiculous price point.
We entered some realm a while ago where it was okay to expect a smartphone to cost $1,000.
Yeah, I mean, remember when that was a lot for a laptop? But...
Right, and now we're totally off subject here, but you can buy a Chromebook laptop, right? It's running Chrome OS. They're nice little laptops, great. They do everything you want to do, and it's like $350 or $250. I'm talking $100, right? Mm-hmm. And that's just, but the tiny little cell phone, well, that thing's $1,000. I mean, there's a lot of tech in it, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of engineering that goes into it. I'm not just crapping all over cell phones, but we seem like the smaller things are becoming more expensive and the bigger things are becoming less expensive.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Micronization costs a lot. So.
It does. Next on the docket, sir?
You or me? Me?
You.
Well, I had to laugh at this. Alexa, dang, I said it. I'm sorry, everybody. Amazon's Echo.
I forgot to mute mine.
Oh, you should know better because I say it every broadcast by accident.
Yes.
Actually, there it is. So this lady will now whisper to you. So
what do you mean by whisper? Like
so let's
sweet
just
nothings
say,
like, hey baby, your lights are off.
Let's just say you come home late at night and you. Just getting yelled at on Twitch by someone I know there.
Sorry about that.
Thanks, friend. If you come home, you open the door, and you say, Echo, quietly, like, Echo.
There.
Turn on the lights.
Or a word.
Yes, a word. She will whisper back to you. It'll be quieter. She'll match
so
your
she'll
voice
say
level.
Okay, but she'll say it in a regular voice, just
yeah, the volume comes down.
Okay, decibel ratings.
Right.
Okay.
I think it'd be awesome because we all end up yelling at our voice assistants eventually.
Oh,
so yell back, like straight out, like goes from female to male voice, yells back at you, like, I'm turning the lights on, all right?
Yeah. So when does that roll out? Do we know? Is it available now?
It's active.
Really?
Right now.
So when we get,
I haven't noticed a difference, honestly.
Okay, when we get done with this, I'm gonna go play with mine, and like whisper to
for it.
And be like, turn the lights off, and see.
Get this sultry voice.
And see if
because it doesn't even say okay now. So
well, you can still make it say okay.
It's a quieter beat.
But I just it does. Oh well, then that's nothing to it. That didn't take any engineering on their part. I thought they were like made something magical happen, but not.
Well, but versus what, saying okay and lowering the volume? I mean, that's not a big step either.
That's true.
It's a feature that probably should have existed a long time ago.
Yeah,
it used to be I come home because I'm pretty big into home automation like you are, and I come home. I work late shifts. I come home and I need some lights. Turn on the lights. Okay, like I'm home.
Maybe you should just turn down the volume of your A word.
Yeah, whatever.
There's that too.
I'm gonna throw that every episode.
Okay, that's a good idea. Moving on?
Yes.
All right, so I saw right before we went on that this has been kind of an interesting year for subscribers for the Twitters. That in Q3 of 2018, they lost 9 million subs. Like there were like 9. I should clarify because that was really bad. They, instead of gaining subscribers quarter over quarter, they lost 9 million subscribers. So they went into the negative. They lost some of the subs that they had been making previous year over year. Any guess as to why?
Fake bots.
Exactly, actually. So the Twitters is aggressively trying to stamp out like the spammer bots and the Russian manipulating bots and just like general bad guy nefarious account bots.
Right.
And apparently it's working. So interestingly enough, they say that next quarter to expect the same thing. So they don't know how much because you don't know until that quarter ends, but it's going to be in the multiple millions.
So invest in Twitter now.
But it got me thinking. It's actually, first off, it's a good thing, right? They're actually doing the right thing. They're trying to sanitize the platform because it is a cesspool now.
Oh yeah.
You can't tell if somebody who's like tweeting back at you is a human being or a paid operative for the Russian government or anything. You just don't know. You just don't know, right?
Yeah.
Because these people, it's not just like they start an account and then they like make one tweet. Like these people got it down to a science. They create these accounts. They automate their the tweeting. They just like tweet a bunch of crap, so it looks like it's a living account.
It only takes a couple to go viral out of.
Sure, so. But I mean, and it's well known that especially in our last political cycle, which vote. If you're in the United States and you're watching this, go vote. Just do it. I don't care who you vote for, but vote. So anyway, that's a good thing. But it does make you ask the question: is Twitter healthy as a platform?
That's been a debate the whole time it's existed, though.
But I guess you could say the same thing about Facebook. I mean, Facebook's purging stuff, but even though Facebook is actively and aggressively purging stuff as well, they're still gaining subscribers.
That's insane that
the platform is still on the rise, and the tweeters is at least, well, it's not on the rise. So but
maybe they're just being more aggressive about it.
Yeah, so. I guess. So there you go. If you're a human tweeter, follow us on the tweeters. You have anything else?
That is all I got.
Okay, I have one last thing. Oh, do you?
Yeah, I did. I didn't talk.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that.
We skipped it. We didn't have our cheat sheet with the bar.
Technical difficulties. Hey.
Oh man. Hey. Here. I almost skipped that Dyson is going to be making cars now. Yes.
My vacuum cleaner maker is going to make a car?
Yes.
Is it going to vacuum up while it drives?
You know, that's actually a great
concept. Or will it dry my hands while I drive? Or will it blow air at me? They make like, and if Dyson makes things that just blow air or suck air, right? There's a whole business is like vacuums and hand dryers and hair blowers and.
Yeah, maybe it's air powered. You got a pump like a squirt
gun. I totally railroaded you there. Continue. I'm sorry.
No, I mean they expect to have their first cars rolling out in Singapore by 2021.
Okay.
They're going to have their factory built by 2020, hopefully. So a few things in my head immediately are Tesla's had a lot of challenges. Mm-hmm. A lot. Enough to make people think like it's near impossible to have a successful car company unless you have a cult following, which Tesla has done. Elon Musk has created a cult following.
Yes. Which
makes me think, where else in the world could you make a car with lower safety standards and high populations?
Well, Singapore is a super modern city, and they wouldn't be able to sell them in the United States, for example.
I don't think they need to.
Well, I guess they're going to just pump them into China.
They could eventually.
They're just going to put them into China.
No, why not?
Right.
It's a giant market.
That's true. I mean, that is supposedly the next big thing. Right?
I mean, when you got companies like Chevy and Ford barely making a profit, supposedly. But
interesting. So look for your new Dyson electric car.
Yeah, and clean up the streets while you're at it.
Yes. Like crime fighters or dust, or like the machines that drive around cleaning up the curbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I got one last thing, and that was, you remember last week, when YouTube was offline for a whole hour?
Yes.
Because you were at my house.
I heard all about it.
My kids were screaming at me because the internet was down, but the internet wasn't down.
I think your kids knew about it before the rest of the world.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. We should just have Google find a way to, query my kids for uptime.
Like a monitor for YouTube.
Yeah, it's an uptime thing. Ask my kid, is YouTube up? Bing! Because they'll be screaming. Anyway, so for subscribers of YouTube TV, which I am a subscriber, they're saying I'm sorry with a week of service. And I bring it up, one, because they didn't make it really super public. I got an email saying, we're sorry.
Yeah.
Click here to get your free week. It wasn't immediately or automatically credited to you, which I thought was kind of why wouldn't you just give it to everybody who had YouTube TV? Because
you
have to click a buto in a link in an email that was sent to the account that was registered to your YouTube TV account.
Well, you can't lose out on those profits. So
fair enough. So, yeah. But the people who actually wanted to watch YouTube that weren't YouTube TV paying subscribers, we don't care about that.
Yeah.
We make them watch ads. So I think that's about it for the news, right? Before we move on to the end of the show, gotta ask, what are you playing?
Nothing. Premiere. Adobe Premiere is what I'm playing. I do Call of Duty. I bought Call of Duty. I have talked friends into buying Call of Duty.
Yes.
I have not played Call of Duty. And we're approaching Fallout 76.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So the window of me even being able to play this game is shrinking down to not being able to play 76 also.
No. You're gonna have to make that work because I think some of our friends are not going to allow you to not play.
I'm never gonna be allowed to like recommend a game ever again. No one's ever gonna.
Well,
play it.
We kind of should have taken away your credit after Destiny.
What was after Destiny? There's several games that made you guys buy it that was not.
Or Andromeda.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Andromeda.
That should have taught me. I should have right there. So I'm like, this game's not that good.
What was before Andromeda? Anyhow, I've recommended terrible games apparently.
So yeah, I think that you may or may not notice, but we have Swag.
We have swag now.
If you like what you see, I highly recommend Sea of Thieves. Oh, Sea of Thieves, right there.
That's still a good game. Kind of.
Sea of Thieves. Thank you, Wi-Fi.
We had good times. We had good times playing that.
We had good times in the beginning when it was a.
It was a good week.
It was. We sailed the whatever. Back to the swag. So. We opened up a store on Spreadshirt. If you're interested in supporting the channel and supporting us in our endeavors, highly recommend that you stop by and look at it. There's a link right there. All of the proceeds for that will help us keep making these videos and doing this new stuff and all that kind of good stuff.
Absolutely.
Other than that, please consider subscribing, right?
Absolutely.
So whether you are watching us on Twitch or Mixer or YouTube, live YouTube, or our regular YouTube or Facebook, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing what you see. It keeps us going, keeps us making these videos and doing this. Right?
Yeah, we have a lot of other content on YouTube.
Yes, we do.
A lot, like 2 years worth of content.
Yeah, we've been going out for 2 years.
Yeah.
High five! And
that was terrible.
Yes. And lastly, thank you so much for watching. John and I will be back next week with more tech news and perhaps less technical difficulties.
Does this button do anything?
Boop, boop, boop. All right, guys. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you around.